Kanye West is running for president.
Whoa.
It is official. Now, by the way, I don't know how many of you remember this, but he actually ran for president the last time around, too.
Quickly forgotten.
So,
you know, at the time, remember, there was a whole very liberal freak out about, like, Kanye's going to take votes from the Democrats, and this is terrible. And then, the whole thing just instantly collapsed, and he won, 3 votes. So
do you want to know? Okay. Do you want to know the real number? Well, do you know the real number? Let me ask you, because I think I brought it up the other week. I don't know if it stuck with you, though.
Yeah, we looked it up the other day. What was it, 50,000 people?
60,000 people. A dude who's one of the most well-known musical artists in the country. 60, if I did a bullshit fake write-in campaign, I would get more than that.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
How embarrassing is that?
That's
really fucking embarrassing.
It's really
all right, so let me tell you.
Remember, there was a lot of crying. It's talking about,
oh my God, yeah.
Kim having an abortion or something?
He was saying they almost aborted Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were instant public meltdowns. It just was a mess.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah. So here's what they say in XXL magazine. Kanye West is putting his hat in the ring for the upcoming 2024 U.S. presidential election. On Sunday, November 20th, video surfaced of Kanye West at one of his offices being followed around by a videographer. In the first clip, Ye is with alt-right political commentator Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh, my God.
Quote.
It's too perfect.
Quote, "This is Milo right here, working on the campaign," Ye says in the video. Is that an announcement? Kanye asks as they both laugh. "I guess it is," Yiannopoulos replies. "Thanks, I accept." Later in the video, Ye is showing the cameraman some new merch. One item says Ye 24 on it, prompting the man behind the camera to ask, "So you are running?" "Yes," Kanye West answers with a laugh. "It's simple, because ain't nobody can tell me, you should say this, you shouldn't say that. It's just we're moving toward the future." See, this is okay. Clearly, he's in the midst of a bipolar episode, right?
Yes.
Clearly, he's manic, and he's going through that at the moment. But I guess what I'm always floored by is the people who want to run for president, but at the core is nothing as to why they're running.
Yeah.
Whoever is running, you should be able to ask them, what's your main thing? What if you ask Bernie, Medicare for all, right?
Yeah.
He would say that. You ask Trump, whoa. There's something at the core that's this is animating it.
I guess
for him, he just said, you can't tell me what to say.
Right. For Kanye, it's what, DEFCON 3 against the Jews? Is that why he's running? That's what's at the core?
Yeah, he's going to, in his launch speech, he's going to be like, "Ich den von Schlagen, Flaggen, Newton, Fluten." That's my Hitler impression.
It's your Kanye doing Hitler impression.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this dude. It is just textbook, narcissism, delusions of grandeur, untreated mental illness. And then you drag up Milo Yiannopoulos. This dude, first of all, he was last seen doing an unpaid internship for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Remember that? And then before that, he was selling those for that radical Catholic network, doing their home shopping network video.
Yes, selling statues of the Virgin Mary. This one comes in a lovely pewter color.
It's too.
You have the brass one. I have the pewter one. Isn't this pretty? Yeah.
It's just
I covered it and laughed my ass off.
It's too perfect that he pops back up with as Kanye's campaign manager, apparently. Anyway.
So apparently Ye's campaign in 2020, I didn't know this, was marred by multiple pump fakes and accusations of misconduct, which included accepting donations from minors and reports of election fraud. At one point, he said he would beat Joe Biden by write-in votes alone. Because remember, he missed the deadline. He missed the deadline to sign up for it officially.
That's right.
Which is hilarious. That's if I was running for president, right? Oh, fuck, it was last week. God damn it, I missed the thing.
But here's how you know he is actually mentally ill is he really thinks he could win. Don't you think he really believes that he could win and be president? He thinks that's going to happen?
Yeah. If you watched his Drink Champs podcast, if you watched him talk to Lex Friedman, yeah, he truly thinks of himself as a genius and a brilliant mind, and he's changing the world. And it's crazy to watch. It's crazy to watch. And the nature of how unhinged the comments have been about Jewish people,
Yeah.
Take Kyrie Irving, for example. He watched that movie, that documentary.
Yeah.
It was called Hebrews to Negroes. I think it was called.
Something like that.
And basically, you know, the argument is that's not a factual documentary. It's a one-sided documentary that's all from this perspective of the Black Hebrew Israelites. And so he watched that and he kind of thought it was more like historic. And so he basically promoted it and whatever. But like, you get the sense with Kyrie, when people push back and were like, hey man, that might be bullshit, that eventually he was like, look, okay, I apologize to anybody who I offended, and, you know, whatever. Maybe that wasn't the right path to go down.
He's also not running for president.
True. Yeah. But with Kanye, it was like, he just kept digging himself a hole that was deeper and deeper and deeper and getting more and more unhinged, to the point where he was on Drink Champs and he said, I want to make a young Jewish boy go up to his Jewish dad and say, Daddy, what did we do wrong?
Right.
You know, there was a report that people in his inner circle were like, he praises Hitler all the fucking time. In apparently that very famous 2018 TMZ interview, where, remember, he said the famous thing about slavery's a choice. Something along those lines. Like, it's a mindset. Yeah. Apparently, they cut out of that interview him saying, I love the Nazis and Hitler.
The TMZ, like, covering for him a little bit there.
I guess.
All kinds of people covering for him. I mean, that was also notable about the Tucker Carlson interview that sort of, like, kicked off this whole round of whatever the hell he's been doing. That it came out that, I guess somebody on Tucker's staff must have leaked it, or some other Fox News person who had access to the full interview and could see what had been cut. Like, they tried to protect him there too. They cut out the worst stuff, the most unhinged stuff, the stuff that was just like blatantly, undeniably anti-Semitic. They cut out as well. So yeah, but since then there has been no ability to cover up exactly what's going on. It's not like it's borderline. Like, it's repeated.
No.
It's overt. It's direct. There's no argument in favor of it. But, yeah, apparently it's Milo Yiannopoulos. Keeping up with him.
Take your medicine, Kanye. Please, for the love of God, take your medicine. Everybody wants him to be back mentally. You know, everybody wants him to be in the studio pumping out bangers.
Well, and this is why I don't, you know, some people, when they talk about, like, well, he's mentally ill, it's like meant as a cover. Like, you know, you've made choices that, like, you chose not to take medicine even after you were diagnosed and had the ability to make different choices. So I don't feel bad for him. Yeah,
you're a 40-something-year-old man. Take your fucking medicine. You should need somebody to babysit you in order to get that done, you know?
Indeed.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.